Hare Krishna. So today's topic is what is Dharma. Now, Dharma does not have an equivalent word in English. Normally, Dharma is translated as religion, but actually it does not give the right meaning. Religion, when we say religion, it could mean Hindu religion, Muslim religion, Christianity, etc. But these so-called religions, they came into existence possibly within the past 3000 years. Now, if you see the history of these religions, there is none of Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, etc. more than 3000 years back. So what does that mean? Was there any religion at all then, or there was no religion 3000 years ago? Now let's think about Ramayana. Ramayana, we know it happened in Treta Yuga many thousands of years back. Unfortunately, even Indians, they tend to think that Ramayana is mythology. What does mythology mean? Mythology means something of imagination. No, Ramayana is not imagination. Ramayana is history, itihasa. Now, during the time of Lord Ramchandra, he was the king of Ayodhya, like Dasharath Maharaj, the king of Ayodhya. He was the emperor of the whole world. And Lord Ramchandra appeared in Treta Yuga many thousands of years ago. And even today, people want Rama Rajya. So, was it that such a wonderful ruling, system of administration and all that, did all that happen without having any dharma, without any religion? No, there was dharma, and that was called Sanatana Dharma, eternal religion. So, religion is a misnomer for dharma. We cannot actually call dharma religion. So, dharma is dharma. Now, Shastra says, Bhagavatam says, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. That is, dharma, religious principles. Sakshat bhagavat pranitam. It is whatever the Supreme Lord himself has given. That is dharma. Not something that I make up or some human being makes up. That cannot be called dharma. Now, and this knowledge about this dharma comes down from the Supreme Lord in Guru disciple tradition. In the parampara, we already talked about this. See, in the past, life was very simple. There was always a guru or a learned elder in every house or village. Now, common man did not know intricacies of dharma so much, right? And whenever there was a need, they will simply go to the guru, ask for direction, and follow whatever guru used to say. And guru used to be qualified. And Krishna is also saying in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 2nd verse, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsyo vizu. So, he's saying that disciplic succession seems to be lost. So, he's saying, I am re-establishing this knowledge again, starting with Arjuna. So, these topics we already discussed in previous videos. But as Indians, we have heard this word dharma, isn't it? And now what do we think dharma means? Now, some people might say, dharma means being good. Okay, what is good? What is bad? Now, I might think that something is good, but somebody else might say that is not good. They might think that something else is good. So, whom to accept? So, let's explain this. So, let's take the example of sugar. Now, if I ask a question, what is the dharma of sugar? What will you say? To be sweet. Isn't it? That's the dharma of sugar. Now, irrespective of whether sugar is white or brown, whether you bought it in India or in some other country, sugar is always sweet, isn't it? So, dharma of sugar is to be sweet. And sugar cannot say, oh, I'm bored of being sweet, let me become salty today. No. Because that dharma means it is something intrinsic of, of anything. That intrinsic nature of sugar is to be sweet, it cannot be changed. That is dharma. Now, suppose we ask this question, now what do you think is the dharma of a human being? Now, in parallel to this, irrespective of whether a person is white or black or brown, whether he is an Indian or American, whether he is tall or short, whether whatever language he speaks, there is something intrinsic to all human beings. If we can recognize that, that is dharma. That is Sanatana Dharma. Now, what is this thing which is intrinsic to everybody? Now, suppose you say education. No, not everybody is educated. What about wealth? Not everybody is wealthy. Beauty? again not applicable to all. So what else is something which is intrinsic to all jivas, all human beings? It's service. To serve is the intrinsic quality of every human being. Now, let's think about it. Every person is serving someone or the other at all times, isn't it? A father is serving mother, mother is serving father, parents are serving children, children are serving parents, brother is serving sister, employee is serving employer, politician is serving citizens, and so on and so forth. If we are not serving anyone else, whom are we serving? We are serving our senses. So at the end, everybody is serving all the time. And this is true irrespective of whether a human being is in India or abroad, etc., etc. It doesn't matter where the human being is living. So service is the intrinsic dharma of all human beings. Now there are two types of service or dharma. One is called paradharma and the other is called aparadharma. Aparadharma is dharma in connection with this material world. It is also called varnashrama dharma. So Vishnu Purana says, varnashrama acharavata purushena parapuman Vishnu raradhyate pumsam nanyat tasosha karanam. Saying the varnashrama acharavata parapuman, parap, this is the supreme dharma or otherwise is Vishnu raradhyate. So this system, there is a system of varna and ashrama. So through this system of varna and ashrama, one has to worship Vishnu. This is aparadharma, connected with the material world, but still connecting us to Vishnu. So there are four varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. This is not the modern caste system. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Guna Karma Vibhagashaha, not by birth, but by qualities and work. A person, what type of qualities he has, based on that he is called a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And then there are four ashramas: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. Brahmacharya is where, unmarried. Grihastha means married. Vanaprastha means that after the period of marriage, when you finish your Grihastha responsibility, then it is called Vanaprastha. And finally there is Sannyas. You all know about Sannyas. So we'll discuss more about this in another video. Now what is paradharma? Paradharma means, Bhagavatam again says, Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir radokshaje ahitukiya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. Supreme occupation, dharma for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto Krishna. And such devotion must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. So this is paradharma. This is above this mundane considerations, which means that any jiva or every jiva, and specifically human beings, should engage in loving devotional service to Krishna. And this is the real dharma. Now, the varnashrama dharma is to just give us a framework in terms of how we have to live in this, material world, live a sane life. Nowadays, it's becoming very difficult to live a sane life. So varnashrama dharma gives us that framework for that. But that is just, there are two rails on which a train goes. One rail is aparadharma and the other rail is paradharma. One rail is your material duties and the other rail is your duty towards Krishna, is your service to Krishna. So devotional service to the Supreme Lord is our real dharma. And as we continue to do our regular duties with respect to this material world, a human being should also engage in devotional service. That will lead him to happiness and perfection of life. So this is the understanding of what dharma is. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.